this same soil. I mean, it's saying it happened in East Palestine. One of my favorite quotes from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., because it's always relevant, like 99.9% of the time, is what happens to one directly happens to us all indirectly. So this soil, team put up this headline: truck carrying 40,000 pounds of toxic soil from East Palestine train derailment site crashes on the highway. Now, Big Wild, now we talking about a truck crashes. Okay, I mean, making me think something spiritual is happening here, but the truck carrying the soil, a truck that was responsible for carrying 40,000 pounds of contaminated soil from East Palestine, Ohio, where a train carrying hazardous materials crashed in February, overturned on Monday. The Ohio Environmental Protection Agency said that roughly half of the soil that was on the truck ended up spilling along the highway. This is real. CBS News reporting. Thank you for that. And here is the footage of that crash. And I mean, Wise, look at it. And so they're gonna say, so they're also saying that none of the soil hit waterways, which is good, but then they hit the soil. The soil hit clean soil. And they're not, Wise, they're not gonna be able to clean all that up.
And who's gonna make these folks whole? And that's the main problem, right? We don't hold these folks accountable, right? The companies themselves, and then of course, because the concept of having some kind of welfare state where the richest government country in the world might step in and be like, through no fault of your own citizens, the soil in your community has been poisoned. We're gonna make this right for you guys. This is the entire point of building a society. This is the entire point of a federal government. Nobody's gonna do this. And so the government can't step in to do this. And of course, God forbid we ever hold corporations accountable. Who knows what would happen then,
There it is. The world may come crashing down because we hold some corporations accountable. But Wise, I mean, look, those pictures, those photographs, I guess the wind wasn't blowing that day or anything, because they could not possibly think that they're gonna contain all of that contaminated soil. So now you have another community vulnerable because of the way this soil is being transported. Now the driver got cited for, I think, not being able to control his vehicle, but I want to see Norfolk Sutherland cited. I want to see Norfolk Sutherland bounce, Wise. That's what and this is a great time for us to talk about nationalizing the railway.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because the bottom line is there's no way that rival companies can come in and lay new rail. So these people essentially function as a monopoly. And guess what? This is a vital part of our economy. There's no reason why private actors should be able to own this thing and have a monopoly and poison the hell out of our citizens. Absolutely, I'm with you on that. We need to nationalize this thing and take this thing back from these folks. Absolutely.
That's it. Without consequence. So they get all the benefits. Yeah, they get all the benefits
and none of the risk. They get subsidized whenever they ruin the lives of our people, and it's expected that the government fix this stuff to the extent that they're willing to or even can, and they just get to maximize all their profits. It's incredible, honestly.
It really is incredible. I'm telling you, this is the second phase of the Gilded Age, and Dr. Robert Reich talks about that a lot. We are in the Gilded Age yet again, and you know who suffers? The poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class. And you know what? Most of us are in that category, whether we know it or not. We 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 if you're blessed, paychecks away, and don't let a medical emergency take your family. You could be wiped out even if you are in the upper echelons. So come on now, we need a different social contract in America. Really, this right here is untenable. And all the lies that have been told to the residents of East Palestine while they still suffering, their babies are suffering. We got to do something about that, because it's East Palestine today, it'll be somewhere else near you and with some people you really do love tomorrow. We ain't gonna take it, all right?